Grief affects us in so many different ways, and I believe there are certain things that we need to prioritize in our healing journey, in this grief journey that we're having to walk, that will really help us to bring healing to our heart, healing to our body, and allow us to be able to start living again after losing our child, which can be a really hard thing, but it is possible. I pray this episode blesses you. Welcome to Unlocking Joy After Grief. My name's Courtney, wife, mama of 6 kiddos, one in heaven waiting for us, and that's why I'm here. In 2017, we lost our 4-year-old son, Sam, and it's my joy to share with you everything this journey has taught me. So if you're ready for biblical encouragement, first-hand lessons, and support from a fellow grieving mama, then let's lace up our shoes and begin walking this road together. It's hard to really think of prioritizing anything after losing your child, especially earlier in your grief journey. Literally, all you need to focus on is surviving. So if that's you, if you're in the early, weeks, months, even year after losing your child, if you're not in the mental space to really think about prioritizing anything other than surviving every day, then that's great. That's where you need to be, and that's completely normal. The grief and the pain and the sadness that comes after losing your child is so deep and so heavy. It's so hard to make it through. And so in those early days of your grief journey, literally your priority needs to be surviving each day. And how do we do that? Through Jesus. He will walk with you. He will carry you when you feel like you can't take another step. When that burden is so heavy, He will take it off of you. He's so faithful. He will be with you every moment. And so if that's you, if you're in your early stages, your priority is just to survive and do it with Jesus. That's the only way you can make it through. But if you're at the point where you're a little bit further in your grief journey, then I want to bring you 4 things that you need to prioritize in your grief journey to help you continue to bring healing to your heart, help you to learn how to live again after losing your child, which can be so hard and can sometimes feel impossible, but it's not, friends. I promise that if you keep walking with Jesus, He'll continue healing your heart to where you can live again, you can laugh again, you can feel joy again. But in this episode, I want to go into 4 things you need to prioritize in your grief journey. So number 1 is time with Jesus. As I just said, He is the only way that we can make it through. There is no other way that we can survive after walking through a loss that's as deep as we are having to walk through. And so spending time with Him is number 1. That's why it's number 1 on my list. It is the number 1 priority because He is literally the only way that we can make it through. And when I say time with Jesus, it doesn't have to look a certain way, right? It doesn't have to look like someone you saw on Instagram or even look like my quiet time. And I believe that in different seasons of this grief journey that we're on, it will look different. You will have more mental space to do more at certain points of your grief journey, and other times the mental space is just not there. But there are ways, even when the mental space isn't there, to really dive deep into a devotion or a Bible study or something like that. There are still ways that you could connect your heart with Jesus. And I believe that any way that you can spend time with Him will not be wasted. It doesn't have to be 3 hours long. It can if you want it to be. And if you have the time to do that, that's awesome. But I believe that God will honor any time that you can spend with Him, and it will not be wasted time. You will walk away feeling renewed and restored and strengthened to be able to keep going step after step, walking down this road that we're having to walk. So a few ideas for you. This could be like a routine that you do every morning. I have a few blog posts about my quiet time routine that I will link in the description of this episode. So you could just do that. You could have your routine that you do every morning, and it will look very personal to you. Another thing you could do is if you work outside of the home, this could be talking to Jesus, just talking to him on the car ride to work. Laying it all out, just talking to him, telling him your emotions without holding back. He already knows it anyway, right? But just talk to him. I promise you, just getting it out of your mind, out of your heart, laying it at his feet will allow him to be able to continue to bring healing to this specific area of your heart, whatever it is you're struggling with at that moment. And so just use that time, use that commute time to just talk to him. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or, really like polished. Just talk to him like I'm talking to you or like you talk to your friend, because that's what he is. And that's a relationship, is when you can just sit and talk. So that's an idea. If you work outside of the house, you don't maybe have time for a sit down morning routine. If you don't have the mental space to plan a morning routine or get a devotion and really dive into it, another option for you would be to listen to the Bible. You can listen to it while you're getting ready for work. You can listen to it in the car. That would be another great thing for you to do in the car on your way to work. You could listen to it while you're doing the dishes, or, if you're a stay-at-home mom, you can listen to it while you're doing some of your chores. Putting the word in your heart any way that it's put in there, written while you're reading it or listening to it, will never return void. It's truth, it's life. And so any way that you can get it inside of you, whatever you have the mental space for, will be so helpful for you. The Bible app has an audio version where you can just pull up what you want to listen to and hit the play button, and it has someone read it to you. I'll link the Bible app that I use in the description. It's completely free, and that would be a great thing for you to do if you just don't have that mental space to really dive in deep into a devotion or a Bible study or something like that. So the second thing you need to prioritize is time with others. And this can look however you need it to look. The first ones that came to my mind was family. Spend time with your family, whether it's your immediate family, your husband, or your other kids, or your extended family, your parents or cousins or aunts and uncles. Time with your family is the most important thing outside of time with Jesus. As we know, we'll never know what tomorrow holds. And so spending time together, making those memories, I believe will fill your heart. It will fill your heart and can bring healing to your heart. You can also spend time with your friends, with your church family. I know when I lost Sam, my church family was very key for me in making it through. They were there to pray for me because, a lot of times, your family might not be believers. And so they don't understand. They don't know, you can't rely on them to pray for you, to help you. But if you have a church family, someone who believes like you and with you, then they can pray for you. They can stand in the gap for you and be there for you. And you can also get plugged into a grief community, a community of other grieving moms who really understand what it's like to walk through what you're having to walk through. And so those are just a few ideas of people that you can spend time with, which I believe is important and can bring another layer of healing to your heart and just bring joy to life again. Okay, so the third thing that you need to prioritize in your grief journey is you. You, mama. You need to prioritize you. This grief journey is so hard, and it affects every single part of us. I believe that when you walk through grief that's as deep as what we've had to walk through, it changes who you are. You are not the same person as you were before you lost your child. I am not the same Courtney as I was before I lost Sam. I'm different. It changed me. And so you need to take care of yourself. Take care of every part of you, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Every part of us is hit. So you need to really focus on taking care of yourself. If you're really struggling with making it through, go talk to a therapist or a trusted pastor in your life. Get help if you need help processing your grief, processing these difficult emotions that we have to face. If that's something you can do to take care of yourself, then go do it. You can go for walks outside. I have an entire episode on the benefits of walking outside that I'll link in the description. Go take a walk outside, take some deep breaths. That'll be good for your physical body. It'll be good for your mental and emotional health. Another thing you can do for your physical body is get a massage. Tension can be held in your muscles and stress. So getting a massage, getting all that tension worked out can be something that you can do for your physical body. And then you can treat yourself to something fun. Do something for your emotional health. It's okay to do something for you. I know as moms, we always put others first. And that's not a bad trait, right? That's what Jesus came to do. He came to serve. But you also have to take care of yourself. The old plain analogy, right? You got to put your oxygen mask on first because you're not going to be able to help your kids out if you're passed out on the floor because you have no oxygen. So you got to take care of you, and even more so after walking through what we've walked through. So just treat yourself to something fun. It doesn't have to be big. It could be if you wanted it to, but just doing something for you can be something that can help you emotionally. And the last thing I want you to prioritize is giving yourself grace. There are so many hard things that we have to walk through. It can be overwhelming thinking about all of them. And so I want you to just give yourself grace and know what I've had to walk through. It has affected me, every part of me. It's changed me. I will make it through because you will. You will make it through. But it's a process. It is a process. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, but step by step, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, as you keep going and you keep walking this with Jesus, He's so faithful and He'll continue to heal your heart. But it's not going to be something that's quick. It's something that you'll just have to continually walk out. But the good news is the God we serve never gets tired. He never gets weary. He's in this for the long haul with you. If everyone else walks away, He will still be there. I'll see you next week. Love you, friend. Hi, Mama. I hope this episode blessed you. If so, would you mind sharing it with a fellow grieving mama who may need some encouragement on her grief journey? Also, please take 30 seconds and leave a rating and a written review wherever you listen to this episode. Reading your reviews brings so much joy to my heart, and I love connecting with you in that way. All right, I'll see you here next Thursday for another episode. Love you, friend.